Okay, let's look at the homework 5.1, 5.2, problem number 7. All right, so we have a second derivative of f of x is given, and a couple of initial conditions, and we want to find the original function. All right, so let's do that. All right, so first we have a second derivative, so let's try to find the first derivative. So f prime of x is equal to, right? So we need to take the antiderivative to go back. So we take the antiderivative of x to the negative 3/2 power with respect to x, right? So this is just a power rule. So we're going to add 1 to the power, which is going to be x to the negative 1/2. Alright, and divide by negative 1/2 is same as multiply by negative 2. So I'll just do that. Alright, then you might have plus some constant. So you have a plus some constant c. I'm gonna call it c1 because I might have to use the other constants too. Alright, c1. Alright, so we use this guy right here. So we use this second. This is second derivative, right? So we're going to use this initial condition here to find the value of c1, right? So we know that f prime of 1. So when x equals 1, f prime has to be 3, right? So if you plug in 1 here, so it's a negative 2, right? If you plug in 1 to the anything is 1, so it's going to be just 2 plus c1, right? And this is supposed to be equal to 3, right? Then we can find c1 by adding 2 to both sides, right? So c1 is equal to, in this case, 5, right? Now we have a complete formula for the first derivative. So f prime is going to be negative 2 times x to the negative 1/2, and c1 turned out to be positive 5, right? Alright, so now we can take the same technique to go back to the original function. So f of x is equal to, right, take the antiderivative of the first derivative, which came out to be negative 2 x to the negative 1/2 plus x, plus 5, sorry, with respect to x. Right, so take the antiderivative. So you have negative 2 is just a constant, so put that in front. Right, antiderivative of this, so add 1 to the power, so you have x to the 1 plus a negative 1/2 would be positive 1/2, right? Divided by 1/2 is same as multiply by 2, so it's a multiply by 2. Right, plus antiderivative of 5 is 5x. Alright, and then you have plus some constant. So I'm going to call it the c2. Right. Alright, then we can use the last initial condition to find the value of c2. So let's do that. So if you plug in x equals 1 into the original function, we're supposed to get negative 1, right? So you have, so this is negative 4, right? I forgot to multiply them together, but it's negative 4. And if you plug in 1 here, 1 to the 1/2 is still 1, so it's going to be just negative 4 plus 5 times 1 is going to be 5. Then you have c2, right? So this is going to be negative 4 and the 5 combined, so it's going to be positive 1 plus C2, right? And we have to set this guy equal to negative 1. Right? So by subtracting 1 from both sides, we have C2 is equal to negative 2. Right? So therefore, we found the complete formula for f of x. So f of x is equal to, right? So it's going to be negative 4. Right? So if you want, we can write the x to the 1/2 power as a square root of x. Right? Then you have a 5x. Right, C2 came out to be negative 2, so it's negative 2 here. Right, so this is the function that we are looking for. Alright, so let's type it in. Alright, so the function we found was negative 4 and a square root of x and a plus 5x minus 2. Right, so let's check. Right, click submit for testing. Alright, it came back and looks like we got this one correctly. Alright, that's it. I hope that this was clear.